and welcome back to another episode of The Credit Authority. I'm so glad that you did not move the dial because we are not done speaking with our prior guest. We are speaking to Miss Diaspora, Nigeria, USA, my friend Brittany. She has been crowned the very first queen, and I am so proud of her. So she has just an amazing story. So I know where we left off. You were speaking about the fact that when you were 8 years old, you went to Nigeria with your family. And when you came back to the U.S., you unfortunately realized that you had picked up malaria, and the doctors here in the U.S. were not able to appropriately treat you. And if it wasn't for your access to good medical treatment in Nigeria, you were able to get somebody from Nigeria, family member of yours in the medical industry.
Yeah, who trained there.
Yeah, to actually get you the medications that you needed. So you have a personal mission to bring not just medical awareness, but awareness in general. So let's take a few minutes, and I know that this is asking a lot. Let's just take a few minutes. You are now on a mission to spread the word of awareness and how to receive good information. And I don't want to say good medical treatment or good financial treatments or good, access to, but let's pick up with, I should say, where are you starting now that you have an obligation to spread awareness?
Well, if we're talking about, my case and what I want to do with this platform, I'm planning to take trips to Nigeria as well as South Africa and, go to the children's hospital and try to have us fundraise money for these children, these 6 children who, might not have the social, economical, needs to pay for the expenses of their parents as well. So that's the start in terms of, where I'm starting for this platform.
I'm going to ask you a question right there. So I might interrupt you, so I apologize. So mission number 1, I am Brittany. I want to now make an impact for other sick children that may have been infected with a disease similar to what I have and that did not have access or does not currently have access to good health care. So your trips that you are planning to go to Nigeria and South Africa, my first question is, how does something like that get funded for you? Because that's a big financial undertaking.
Right. So actually during the competition, part of our voting process is that if you voted online, that money went towards our pet project. So already we have a little fund, there. But otherwise, I am looking for sponsors. I am looking for people who are ready to work and, donate and, add to this cause. So, if you guys are interested, please send me an email at Edeifo at MissDiasporaNigeriaUSA.com. That's EDEIFO at MissDiasporaNigeriaUSA.com.
Perfect. So in other words, somebody's listening, they love what you stand for and they want to help you. You will be able to accept donations to help fund the projects that you're looking to do.
Yes.
So now let's move forward. Now you are in Nigeria and you are there at a hospital. What is your first takeaway? So is it that you're going to the hospital to identify the problem, and then are you looking to come back to the U.S. to create the solution? Or are you trying to create the solution in Nigeria?
I definitely would say we're trying to create the solution in Nigeria. So I want to see if, there's some kids who, are struggling with their medical bills, their parents are struggling. So that way we can just, pay for their expenses, the medical expenses. So that's definitely what we want to do. But the goal is to definitely, take care of some kids, even if it's 1 or 2 kids, that would make a difference, to pay for their expenses for sure.
I don't know if you'd know the answer to this question. Are the medical expenses in Nigeria similar to those medical expenses that we have here in the U.S.? Well,
I would definitely say that it's different and you can get more for your buck. $1 can go way farther in Nigeria versus here. So, even if it's $100, I know that can make a huge difference. Conversion rate, I don't know exactly, but it definitely goes way longer. $1 goes way longer in Nigeria. Yeah.
So at least we know that if we're using American dollars, so at $100 American, could potentially be the difference between life and death of a treatment for a child child in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Which I love. I think that's so important. Are you planning on collaborating with any not-for-profits that already specialize in that industry? Has that been a thought for you? You know, there's so many other organizations, right, that do exactly what you're looking to do, which is so impactful. Have you thought about collaborating with them and helping to, you know, bring awareness to these kids, but through a bigger platform, such as another not-for-profit?
For sure. I haven't, it's just the beginning, you know, like everyone's very tired, but like I'm mapping out what I want to do. So if anyone I can collaborate with that aligns with our values, we're open to.
So I love that. So now let's go to the next one. Again, I know you're all about information. You also belong to organizations here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm actually on the board of Protect Our Breasts as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisor. So Protect Our Breasts is a breast cancer prevention club that I actually, you know, became part of in college, university. I brought a chapter to our school, and, you know, like it's a national organization, and it's all about, you know, access to information. Because the original founder, Cynthia, she got breast cancer twice. Her husband got it once. And, you know, the doctor asked her, what were you doing in your teens and 20s? What were you eating? What kind of products were you using? Because that's what caused her cancer in life. So our whole model is like partnering up with like healthy, organic companies that, you know, we can use and spread to college students, you know, so they don't later have to deal, you know, of the potential of getting breast cancer in life. So, you know, like that's the whole thing, making sure like people have access to information. And that also flows into my love and my passion for, you know, helping people in mortgages and home ownership, you know, the whole American dream, you know, like I want people to know that they can own the home. So that flows there as well. And, you know, I think it's very important for people to like at least have that awareness so they can make that decision on their own.
So let's talk about a little bit about your career. So obviously we are discussing, and we started discussing your passion for getting involved in the pageantry with your philanthropy and your ability to be a voice for those that may not have one. But professionally, you are in the financial industry. How did you get started there?
Yeah, so I actually started off in like sales. I started calling 300, 400 people. I got a job, you know, and like I started off like just calling people as like, you know, like a account executive. And that's how I started. I got into the industry like in 2020, right after school. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I found a love for sales. I found a love for talking to people. So it worked out perfectly for me.
Now, from that experience, do you think that that experience in sales and speaking to people, because there's something to be said, not everybody could pick up the phone and do a quote-unquote cold call, right? And that's really what they were, right? So do you think that ability, when you started a few years ago doing cold calling and speaking to people and having to make that first introduction, helped you along the way with building your career in the pageantry?
Oh, for sure, because I'm like, I can speak to anyone. If I'm able to, you know, get someone's social security over the phone, I can talk to anyone. I am not afraid, you know, and like help them close a home, like close a deal. Like it's golden to me, because like I realize my skill is that like I have the ability to connect to anyone and have that ability for them to trust me. So I know like the people who selected me, the judges, you know, the boot camp, all of them, they trusted me for this position, and I'm not going to let them down because I have given them the proof that I will carry this organization to the next level.
So obviously the mortgage industry is a little crazy, you know, over the last few years. But have you thought about maybe approaching the people that you work for and asking them to maybe create a fund to help support you? There's always money in the mortgage industry. Money in the mortgage industry, money in the real estate industry. I say that with full confidence, and I will be a big advocate. But I think that it would be important to see how the people that you work for support you now that you have this title.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely thought about that. You know, I love the networking events. So as soon as I can, like, you know, map out a plan, I'm calling everyone. I'm calling everyone I've worked with, you know. You too, Rhonda.
That's okay. You could call me. I have no problem helping you. Have you thought about... really, you know, like the spotlight's on you right now, right? So spotlight's on you. Have you thought about what that's going to look like when you want to do an event? You know, who are you going to invite? What are you going to say? I know it's so much so quick, right? So I know that I'm probably asking questions that you're not prepared for. So much so quick. But Have you thought about a timeline? Like, we should be celebrating you right now.
Right. No, I have thought about it. I thought about, like, throwing like a welcome party, having people on Long Island just coming, like just celebrating my win, because I don't think I've celebrated and let that sink in enough. But like, I've thought about like the people I work with, my family, friends, and just like seeing who can just donate some money and like for this organization or pet project. So yeah, I've thought about it. So expect an invitation for me probably coming soon.
I love it. So we are running low on time. Any last thoughts before we end?
Yeah. So, this whole organization is all about women empowerment. It's all about evolving. So what I would leave with you guys for this, I didn't believe first, I always believed that I can win. I always believe that I am the winner. So no matter what you do in life, you are a winner. You are a winner. And you just have to strive and have that mindset. So also, if you want to follow me on Instagram to keep up with my journey, it's Brittany E.A on Instagram. And don't forget about donations, Edeifo at MissDiasporaNigeriaUSA.com. That's EDEIFO at MissDiasporaNigeriaUSA.com. So thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Congratulations again. Stay tuned. We're getting ready to bring on our next guest.